The burglar, who suffered life-changing injuries after he was stabbed while working in a prison canteen, has been awarded more than £5 million in damages by a High Court judge. £5 million. Would you take one in the gut for £5 million? Wilson, 36, was attacked by a fellow prisoner armed with a 9-inch knife as he carried out kitchen duties at HMP Chelmsford in Essex in July 2018. A risk assessment of Mr Wilson's attacker, who was serving a life sentence for murder, said it was unknown if he could be left unsupervised prior to the attack. Well, if it was unknown, you might as well just whack him in the kitchen and give him a knife. Mr Wilson sued the Ministry of Justice, which admitted liability over the incident but challenged the level of his claim for damages. In a ruling on Friday, Judge Melissa Clark awarded Mr Wilson £5,404,559 in damages. I mean, I've seen geezers cut their foot in jail and get like 300 quid. £5 million? He suffered lacerations to his liver and stomach, penetrating wounds to his abdomen and chest wall, and an incomplete spinal lesion during the attack. There is no doubt that Mr Wilson's life has been radically and permanently affected by the physical and psychological injuries caused by that terrible attack in the prison kitchen, she wrote. The judge said as a result of the injuries, Mr Wilson needed a wheelchair, a walking stick and a frame. During a trial in April, the claimant described how he felt vulnerable in prison and was fearful of his vulnerable state if attacked again. Mr Wilson, who had 31 previous convictions between 1999 and 2018, so he's no angel, had been on remand for aggravated burglary at the time of the stabbing. He was later convicted and sentenced to 9 years, discounted to 6.5 years imprisonment on account of his injuries, and was released in June 2021. Judge Clark said the MOJ very quickly accepted liability over the attack but disputed over Mr Wilson's condition, the level of treatment he would require and the impact of his future loss of earnings. Of course they disputed it. They didn't want to give out nothing, did they? They didn't want to be in the wrong at all. God, £5 million, mate. The judge said a prison risk assessment about Mr Wilson's attacker showed staff were unsure if he was sufficiently trustworthy to be left unsupervised. Nonetheless, the defendant had deployed him to work in the prison with ready access to knives. Why not? Mr Wilson would likely require 24 hours support by the time he was 60 years old, Judge Clark said. Well, kids, you might take one in the gut. Well, if you like that, hit the subscribe. Jog on.